Here we have the Onesport OT16. Yeah, it's the second one and it's better because I think it's got a bigger battery, but let's just have a look at it because I've got no idea what the original was like. Anyway, in the box we got a 2 amp charger with a UK plug, we've got a user manual with zip ties, we've got pedals, we've got a toolkit, we've got a bell, we've got reflectors, and we've got an optional throttle. Yes please. There is the bike all unwrapped, and to assemble it we'll need to put on the handlebars. Put the handlebars on when the stem is bent. Look for the groove on the inside here to help you know which way to put them on. Attach the throttle. It's worth noting, if you want to put the throttle on, that the combined length of the throttle and half handle is more than the old handle, which means you will have to move the brake and the gear lever. Now be careful with this because the supplied toolkit screwdriver is not great. It's very wobbly. So get your own really good screwdriver, because as you can see, that is really easy to strip. And you don't want to strip it because that's just a ball ache. So yeah, get your own screwdriver, don't use theirs. And maybe Onesport, just supply a good screwdriver please. These are handy if you're on the road and you need some tools, but they're still not as good as individuals. Put the reflectors on, put the bell on, and attach the rear mudguard. But that's it, not too much. Right, no power, how does it feel? Not too bad. Gear free, make it easier if I want. Is it pedalable without power? It is pedalable without power. It's not the best, definitely not the worst, definitely doable. Throttle does work on pedal assist 1. Takes us to 9 miles an hour. Pedal assist 2. Right, pedal assist 3. That's your 15.5 miles per hour. Nice that it's already in miles per hour, didn't have to change it from kilometers per hour. 4. Oh, that is the max, so there's no 4. As you can see, it is a drop frame folding e-bike mechanism right there with a suspension seat saddle, no rear suspension. Ironed out nicely by the suspension saddle, didn't bottom out, that's nice. Bottom out. Rear rack, which feels solid, and it is actually part of the bike, it's not bolted on. Front suspension. Ugh. Cable disc brakes, let's check those out now. Right, they can get past me. This tree. Oh dear. So that tree, about 20 miles an hour. A bit long for my liking. Cable disc brakes. Well, it doesn't skid straight away. The tyres have got decent grip. But there we go, the front brake. The front brake is the culprit. Not fully adjusted. A stand, which isn't adjustable, but it works fine. And as you can see, in general, as a package, it's very nice looking indeed, I think. I love these white walled with red insert tyres. Well, the wheels, the red bit, the tyres got the white wall. They're not fat tyres, they're a bit fatter than usual. 3 inches thick as opposed to your usual 4 inch for the fat tyres. It's got front and rear lights, which you turn on by holding down the plus button. There we go, turn them off again. No buzzer, just a bell. Pretty standard bell. And the motor's 250 watts, or is it? Well, kind of. It's got a controller that apparently puts out 15 amps. The 48 volt battery multiplied by 15 is closer to 750, so it probably peaks a lot higher obviously than 250, but they've managed to class it as 250 anyway, and they say it's got 40 newton meters of torque. So with that 40 newton meters of torque, how does it get up the hill? Because if it's 250 watts, it shouldn't really get up Sandy Lane. Let's check it out. Go. Slow start. Gotta be careful now. Some bikes don't like this. Right, well, the kind of good news is that it didn't get above 15.5, which means the speed limiter has not played a part. Slowing down. Let's go. I'm in the wrong gear as well. I'm in gear 7. Right, struggling. Hopefully I don't wreck it. It's still going though. Now, you're not meant to do this on an e-bike. Like, if you're on a hill, definitely pedal and help. It's not stopping though. 5 miles an hour. 6 miles an hour. We're getting a bit faster now. 7. As the grade decreases. 8. Oh, slowing down again. You get a bit steeper there. 8. 8.2, 8.6, 8.8, 9, 9.5, 10. Oh, positively motoring. And now, so made it. I don't think it's going to be an astonishing time, but it made it. So for a bike that is classed at 250 watts, it didn't do too badly, actually, because most 250 watt bikes don't get up there unless they're secretly more. This is secretly more, isn't it? But Onesport have locked it down to a fully legal 15.5, 25 kilometers per hour. And I think that's what they're going for. They want to go for the fully legal bike. So they say it's 250 watts. They don't let it go over 15.5. I went into the computer. Usually you can go to a setting and increase the speed limit. You can't. Now, I've actually downloaded the Onesport app, which is really easy. Just go on the Play Store, just search Onesport app and you download it. You get it on your phone. It automatically finds your bike. Can you unlock it? No, there's nothing there. You can turn the headlights on and off. Ooh. You can change the speed level, but you know, you can do those two things on the bike. It's got battery level and it's got your speed. It's also got your total mileage, which at the moment is 6.5 miles. Now, the cool thing about that is the battery's still 100%. So that's very encouraging. From the app, you can also change units and also switch off and on cruise control. Now, in general, I wouldn't recommend the app. It's all right, but it's kind of pointless. It'd be great if it let you unlock the speed, but it doesn't. The weird thing about the speed, yeah, it definitely stops at 15.5. So to help past it, come on, let's see how fast you can. Now, it's not a fat tyre e-bike, but the tyres are still pretty thick, so it doesn't really lend itself to speed. Oh, okay. So the reader actually won't go above 15.5. So if I do go faster than 15.5, I don't know how fast I'm going. So going up this fairly long, drawn out, kind of medium grade hill that would tire out normal riders, it's fine. But you do get that urge to want to go faster than 15. And if you do try and push it past 15.5, you're going to get a bit out of breath. Now, I have emailed the company about unlocking the speed and they did get back to me and they said, no, you can't unlock the speed. This is a totally legal e-bike. Well, that's that then. Now, the other legal aspect of this bike is the throttle, or rather that it comes with the throttle not on. And therefore, without the throttle, it is fully legal. You're not ever going to get into trouble on this bike. That being said, how fast could it go if you were really, really trying? The cranks, I think they're a bit short, so that doesn't help. So even though I'm in like gear 7, so even when you're pushing quite hard, you don't really do that much. Now, this bike definitely isn't your typical commuter bike. You could commute on it 100% because, you know, if you're going 15 to 20 miles an hour, that is your, you know, normal biking speed. And you do have a rack, which is nice. But if you're looking to get somewhere really fast with very little effort, it probably wouldn't be this, unless, of course, you wanted to keep it legal and the bikes you're choosing from, no throttle, which of course you don't have to have connected on this, and 15.5 miles per hour, then this is definitely up there. But if you're looking for something to just cruise around the countryside, or even through the city, or by the beach, and just have a nice relaxing mid-speed ride, then this Onesport, it's definitely worth a look. So if this is the kind of bike you'd want to take on holiday, maybe to the beach, in your caravan, bung it in the RV, you'd want to see how well it folds down. So let's have a go. So a little lever here, undo that. Now it doesn't come straight out because you've got to lift it up and then it will fold. Fold it round, get rid of the stand. It's got a little piece of metal down there like they usually do, and then another lever here on the handlebars. And again, you've got to push it because it's locked in, and then the handlebars fold down. And obviously, if you want, you can push the seat down like that. So as you can see, it's pretty small. They're smaller, but there's also much bigger folding e-bikes, and that would go into a lot of car boots. Now it's fair to say it's not the lightest of bikes. Net weight 29, gross weight 36. Let's try and lift it up, because there's no point being able to fold it down if you can't actually take it anywhere. It's my only exercise. Great feature about this bike, the battery is fully removable, and you need a key to actually use the bike. At the moment, the key is in the on position. The key is not removable, and we have power. Put the key in the off position, the key is removable, and you won't get any power coming from the computer. So if it's locked up with the battery, no one's going to take it away with power from the bike. Then one more twist, which you have to push to turn, makes the locking mechanism come undone, which allows you to lift out the battery. First, pull the little lever under the saddle, push the saddle forward, and pull it out. The battery, 17 amp hours, giving a range, they reckon, 120 kilometers. The 48 volts, 17 amp hours equates to, as written here, 816 watt hours, which is very good. It's very good for this bike, especially when you consider this bike is about 800 euros, which is less than 700 pounds. Now, there might be delivery on top of that because of blooming Brexit, but that is a damn good price for what you're getting. Top tip, if you just kind of shove this in like that, it won't go all the way down, and you'll be thinking, wow, what's going on? It's all broken. But there's a little runner here which has to go within the battery. So make sure it goes around there, then it'll go in perfectly, seat down, locked in. Locked in. The battery rattles a bit, which is weird because it slides perfectly on this metal runner, so I wouldn't have expected it to be honest, but I'm pretty sure it's the battery. Sounds plasticky. Let's just see that. Yeah, it is the battery. Yeah, there's a bit of, goes backwards and forwards a bit. Probably could like shove something down there. Now the pedals aren't foldable. That's not the end of the world. They seem to be pretty nice pedals. It is nice when you got a folder bike that you can fold the pedals as well, but it does end up with slightly weaker pedals. So it depends what you want really. But overall, it's a very, very nice e-bike. I was quite impressed. There's many pros, there's a few cons. As we saw in the brake test, the one brake wasn't fully adjusted, but you could adjust that easy and they'd be absolutely fine. Great grip from the tyres. I love the look. I love the white walls. The saddle, really comfortable. It's got the rear rack to add utility, folds down nice. It's got this thing at the front, which means you could put a front basket on if you wanted to. The colour screen is very nice. Hard to see in direct sunlight, like really bright sunlight like it was earlier, but generally it's okay and you'll be able to see how fast you're going. The suspension saddle is nice, so considering there is no rear suspension, that as well as the nice sprung saddle takes a lot of the bumps away from your bum. Cons, I'd like the front suspension as always to be adjustable. It's a shame that it's not unlockable because you can tell it's a quick bike. It accelerates quite well. Let's check out that acceleration. It's not a motorbike, but it's all right. It goes over grass easy, it goes through mud and stuff like that, powers through, it just doesn't get over 15.5. And for whatever reason, when you go over 15.5, the computer doesn't tell you what speed you're going, it just stops at 15.5. But I think most people won't really care about that. It's just nice to see how fast you're going when you're going down a hill. Of course, the battery rattles a bit, that might annoy some people, but the nice thing is the mud guards, which are metal, don't rattle a bit. And I like the fact that they were already pretty secure. Everything was pretty much done when you got the bike. You didn't have to put wheels on, because sometimes when you put wheels on, you've got the disc brakes squeaking, and you have to adjust the brakes, and it's a right ball ache. But you didn't have to do that on this. I like the fact you can choose whether you have the throttle or not, because it does feel good with the throttle. In fact, I would recommend you put the throttle on. I know they're slightly illegal at the moment in the UK and the EU, but hopefully they're going to be legalized soon, and for some reason you do tend to get a bit more power from the throttle compared to pedal assist. Pedal assist doesn't take you as fast as throttle for some reason. See how fast pedal assist kicks in. Oh, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay. You can't really rely on pedal assist. That's annoying. The 7-gear Shimano system, fine, well adjusted, did the job, nothing special there. It's just a really good cruisy bike, especially for the price. And it's got to be said, especially for the price. It's a good bike anyway, but when you consider how cheap it is, it's even better. So that was the EVRC. This was the Onesport OT16-2. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if this video helped. Hit the thumbs down button if it really annoyed you. Thanks for watching. Ride safe.